Hello, welcome back to Soul Creative. This is Sarah. I'm here to share a journal cover with you guys. This one is using packaging paper, and I made a bee journal. I'm not going to necessarily make it that way. It is like that way, but this is going to be a different way of doing it. I'm not going to gesso, and I'm not going to stamp or anything like that. But I decided I wanted to use this cover that I previously made. Well, I made the outside of it, and then I wanted to turn it into an actual cover. So this is what I'm doing. Instead of making it a hard cover, I'm gonna make it a soft cover. So yeah, so this is how I'm gonna show you how we're gonna make it. We're making it out of packaging paper, and then the top will be a piece of this is a piece of fabric, and all I did was paint it, and then I'm going to use the opposite side. So normally you would paint it, and then you would use this side, and you would wrap chipboard or hardboard, or you could make a soft cover, put whatever, like fabric in between it. I'm not going to use the painted side. I'm actually going to use the opposite side. So whatever it turned out underneath, that's the side I'm going to use. And that's how I made this journal. I painted the other side dark gray, and then I'm going to use the opposite side of it. If that makes any sense. I hope so. So what you do is you take your packaging paper. This is the heavier paper. They do make a thinner packaging paper. So if you happen to have the thinner kind, I would probably triple it, if not quadruple it. So you get the same thickness. So I'm using 2 pieces of the heavy, and what I did is I cut it 14 by 9, and then I scored it to where it was 6 inches and then 5 1/4 or 5 3/4 inches. So then I have a 1/4 inch leeway on either side of my spine. And I just did that just to give me an extra little bit of wiggle room for my spine, and then it to cover my papers. Because I don't want it to be exact. That way my spine is, or my covers end up not being too short if I put the more papers I put in here. I just want the extra little bit of leeway. And that'll make more sense once we build the covers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Fabri-Tac, and I'm going to glue inside of the inside covers. I'm not going to go the whole way to the end because I am going to sew. If you choose not to sew, then I would go the whole way to the end. And the way I'm going to show you how to do this, it's not going to matter if you sew or not. You just have to be more mindful of the amount of glue you use. And I'm going to focus a lot more like right around where the journal is going to bend, because I don't want my fabric to bubble up there, even though I probably most likely stitch. I just want to make sure I cover that area. I've made covers before, and around where it opens and closes, it ends up puffing up or bubbling up, and I do not like that. It happens a lot when you're working with paper, but it does happen when you work with fabric and paper both. So I'm just make sure that this didn't dry over here by the time I get back to it. So now we're just gonna add the top layer to the bottom layer and try to get this as close as you can. Doesn't have to be exact, but try to get it as close. See, I'm off a little bit, but that's fine. And it might just be my cutting skills, not necessarily me laying it down. Okay. So we'll smooth that out. And then I'm going to get my cutter. Sorry for the glare if you see some. And just going to make sure that it's 6 inches. That is 6 inches. And then we'll go, yep. So then I'm going to fold this. And I just want to double check the height just to make sure we're on where we need to be. Yep. Okay. So it's not like 100% square, but it's where we need it to be. So then what we're going to do is my fabric. Okay, we're going to flip it over. And I used like a light blue on this one. I'm going to try to get it to be close to, not quite an inch, so I'm probably going to go about the same what the sides are. So we're going to go probably a 3/4 of an inch. Maybe just a little bit more. So maybe I'll go 5/8. And I'm just going to draw a line there. Just something to follow so I can cut it. This does not have to be precise. We're going to be covering this. We'll see what we have on the sides here. You can see here. Okay, that is 3/4. And we're going to move that down just a hair. So then okay, so we're going to line this up to 3/4. And then I'm going to cut this top piece I know you can't see where I'm cutting right at the moment. You'll see in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to follow along this line, just cut this little bit off. Okay. So I'm going to throw that little bit away. We're going to put our cover back on here. Okay, so this is a Tim Holtz roller, if you don't know. I think it's an absolute must, but a lot of people don't use them, but I do. I think it's just nice to have. Nice compact roller. It's 12 inches. It shows the middle if you need to find the middle. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue all over this again. I'm using a Sugar Bell bottle, so my Fabri-Tac doesn't come out a lot. So it looks like I might be using a lot of glue, but I'm really using a little, and it works out great because then you're not wasting a lot. In Fabri-Tac, you don't really need a lot for it to do its job, at least in my opinion. Sorry for the noise. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of line up on this line. And it should be about where we need to be. Move it down. This is the bone folder I got off of Amazon. I'll try to link it below if you're interested. It's really nice. It's heavy. I like the bottom right here where it's flat to when you're doing like burnishing, and I do score with it sometimes on my cutter because I'm lazy and don't want to get my scoring board out. Okay, so I have this corner to find corners, and it's a corner finder. Well, it helps mark out your corners, so they're fairly perfect. So I'm gonna take that, and then I'm gonna draw a line to where I need to cut off. I'll try to link this below too. I got it off of Amazon. I hope if my pencil was awesome. Yeah, this tool is amazing. I really do like it. You can use it on paper and on fabric. Okay, so then we're just going to cut our corners. Maybe. Let's roll one up. And I'm keeping all my scraps, including this piece right here. We could probably make something out of it. I'm all about trying to use up scraps as I work. Okay, so then we get to this point. What I do is I have one of these, don't mind, it's all dirty, but it's one of these bowl, what do they call it? Stylus? I don't know. You can make flowers with it probably too. So I just run along the edge. Let me get my roller, line it up here. So I just run along the edge here, more or less scoring it. So when I go to bend it over, since this is paper and it's flimsy, because it's paper. Uh, Not as sturdy as like cardstock. So I don't want to bend it any further than where we want it. It's just easier to bend, like I said in the beginning, after all the rambling. Okay, one last one. And I got a cork roller around here somewhere. You'd think I would use it so it doesn't move. So I usually pull it up from this side first. So then we'll get it started here. Yep, went off there. And this is where this comes in handy because you can get a nice crisp edge. So then I do the bottoms and the top first. Don't know why. Ever since I started making journals, or even when I made scrapbooks, or I did paper books, mini books, memory books. It's not exactly holding where I want it to. This side is maybe this. Really close up there. Let me see how those meet. Looks good. Probably just my paper's off a little bit, so. Okay, so those are down, and then for some reason the sides they bend pretty easy. There we go. So then what I'm going to do, if you're not going to sew, then you want to glue, make sure you glue these down really, really good. Because we're going to top them with paper. But yeah, you want to make sure you glue these down really good, the edges. And I'm going to sew. So I will be right back. And I'm going to sew along the edge and then I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I sewed around the outside. I used black thread. I ended up running out of bobbin up here at the corner. But it's a good thing I didn't do it on film. Yeah, I just did a double edge. I did a double stitch. It's not, perfect. I wanted it to be a little, a messy stitch. Uh, but I love how these turned out. I really, really like them. And I like the flexibility of them. I'm really, really liking them. And I only made the two. I haven't even done anything out of them. Sorry if I hit the camera. So I only made two. I like the variation of this one better, but you know what? It's all good, you know? This one's really nice too. And I might end up leaving that as the back, since there's more of a variation with it, and then covering up the front, because I don't want to cover this up if I make that the front. So who knows? We'll see. But yeah, that's how you make the cover. What I plan on doing is I'm going to be using, hold on a minute, I have the dropsies today, so I'm dropping everything. So the paper I'm going to use for the inside of these journals is, let me find my envelope because I cut the bottoms off. It's Vintage Artistry, and it is by, if I can find another side of the paper. It's by 49 Market. 49 in Market. It's an older paper. I'm not sure when it come out. Does it say on there? No. Yeah, 2006. So it's been a while. It's been a minute. 5 years. So, but when I seen this paper, I really liked it. I liked it because it was botanical, but I also liked it because it was kind of simple. Um, the butterflies here, and then they put this one on the front, on the back. So you kind of have to decide, okay, you know, I mean, I like, what I'm meaning is if you made this a front cover, then this would be the inside, so that's not bad. So that's the front page, and then this is the back of that page. And then here is the front or back, and then this, I think I'm gonna cut these out and make ephemera out of them. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I'm going to. So then there's the back, and then there's that. And then here's the back and the front. And I might do the same thing with these, because you don't really have much with these papers. Maybe when the collection first come out they did. I'm thinking about making these the inside of my covers since they're more on the plain side. Here's this one, that one, this one, that one, and then here's this one, inside. See how pretty much plain it is? Just a little bit of interest. I like this with the tree and the bird. But I like the simplicity, so we'll see. And I like this. Yeah, that's the paper collection I'm gonna use. I'm gonna try to make 2 more journals. I got this one that I got already, and then that's what it looks like, the teal. And then here's the blue. It kind of looks like denim, but I like the inside. So this one will definitely be a smaller journal, and this one I'm going to try to make the same size as 6x9. So we'll see. I'm going to get 2 more made, and then I'm going to start making the insides for them, and then I'm going to do some tutorials on what I do for the inside, and I might just do can't find my words. I'm going to do videos on what I'm doing in this series. So I haven't done uh, any tutorials from start to finish, so maybe this will be it. I don't know if anybody's made a journal cover out of this idea, but I'm really digging it. I really like it, and I like the fact that I used the opposite side of what you would normally make the journal out of as far as painting the fabric. I really like the look of it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna pop this up and we're gonna see where we can go with this. Let me know if the lighting, the sound is good for you guys. I want to make sure everything's the up and up. And yeah, so please like, share, subscribe. Please comment below if you're interested in the series. Let me know what you think of the journal covers. They're fairly easy, fairly decent, and they are pretty good heavy weight. And I'm using a thicker cardstock. That cardstock reminds me a lot of, if you know what Bluefern Studios is, what's another one? Tim Holtz used to be fairly thick, but not lately. It kind of went down in quality. Nothing against Tim Holtz, but the paper quality used to be thick. Now it's not so thick. So anyway, it's a fairly flexible, moldable cover. What you choose to line it with, I might just line it with fabric and keep it this way and not alter it, and then I might thicken it up and use the cardstock. We'll have to wait and see. But anywho, I will be back with another video, and when I do, I will see when I see ya. Later!